So this movie is actually called Saban's Power Rangers. I thought it was just called Power Rangers. 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, 65% audience score. That's actually not that bad. I've seen worse. Let's look at this. That's IMDb. IMDb actually gives a 5.9 out of 10. That's not bad either. Let's look at some reviews. Look at this guy. Amazing. Lee Doll. Nice one, Cricket Bat. Look at this one. This one's brutal. Wasting good actors on absolute rubbish. God damn. This film deserves no praise, not even anger, just pity and oblivion. Jesus Christ. I only gave it a 5 out of 10, so I guess he didn't hate it that much.
I'm back at it.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Infinite Repeat. I'm your host Nate, and as you can see by the title, I'm here to talk about Power Rangers. No, not that Power Rangers, or that Power Rangers, or any of these Power Rangers. The 2017 Power Rangers film.
It's morphin' time.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a show about young men and women dressed in colorful outfits, fighting evil with the power of martial arts and giant robots. Obviously resonated with me and many other kids, so it was only a matter of time before the show made it to the big screen. Twice actually. The first film did decently well, critics gave mixed reviews, but most fans hold the movie in high regard. The second movie was received less well, and it took nearly 2 decades before the Rangers returned to the big screen. And did this movie perform better?
No.
First and foremost, this movie is a reboot. No connection to the show with previous actors reprising their roles, well, besides cameos. So this movie has to set up a lot for new audiences and also show the differences between these Rangers and the ones from the show for returning fans. Compared to the first 2 movies, which just assumed you were already fans of the show. Also compared to the show, which ran for about 25 minutes to establish the status quo and could afford keeping things one note. Not being tied to the show allows the movie to flesh out these characters more.
Your mom already rang me, alright? You wanna miss a match? You wanna blow your ride? I know school is gonna give a scholarship to a discipline case.
You know what's not funny? This was supposed to be your season. I had scouts coming to every game. You could have written your own ticket. Now it's all gone. Now you gotta come here every Saturday for the rest of the year just so you can graduate. With all these other weirdos and criminals.
Yeah. Like you said, we'll never understand each other.
The Breakfast Club references was not lost on anybody and was intentional by the writers. Makes sense. A group of teenagers that don't know each other and have to get to know each other as well as themselves fits for Power Rangers. I mean, Power Rangers always had a diverse cast since its inception. And if you ask anyone what they like, they'll probably say the kids interacting and becoming friends. The original Power Rangers and the Breakfast Club actually have a lot in common. Both have characters that have very stereotypical archetypes, like the school jock, the valley girl, the school nerd, so it was only natural for them to use the Breakfast Club as a reference point for this new movie, but more updated. Now these characters are more outcast. None of them really fit in the way society wants them to, and this movie spends the time with them trying to discover who they are as well, while trying to become the team that needs to save the world.
Failed. Let's stop being delusional about being a team of superheroes. We're all screw-ups.
And as much as I hate this scrubby bullshit town, I don't want to just sit around and watch it die, okay?
And that's where I feel like this movie takes some cues from the way the MCU did their team building in the Avengers. We spend the entire movie of them trying to become a team, and honestly, I think the movie maybe took too long to do that. The hardest part of an origin story is selling people not just the characters, but the concept, especially superhero movies. Take the movie Ant-Man for example. Most people aren't going to be sold on a character named Ant-Man, so that movie has to work especially hard to sell why this character is cool. And trying to sell this franchise like Power Rangers that's mostly marketed to the kids, while also trying to sell it to an older audience, not too sure this movie did a particularly good job of that. Even though we did have to wait till near the end of the movie for the Rangers to actually become the Rangers, thankfully we don't have to wait that long for the Rangers to actually all come together.
What is going to happen to us on Monday? We're all together again. I mean, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I? No.
What does that mean when all this is over? Are we Power Rangers or are we friends?
There's actually some pretty decent dialogue in this movie. I think all the cast members do pretty good in their roles, but I think the one standout for me was probably our Blue Ranger Billy, played by R.J. Cyler. He really does embody that anyone can be a ranger.
Okay, I got a secret. I like country music. No, matter of fact, I love country music. And I don't miss my dad as much. I mean, coming to the mine with him was all I had. But coming to the mine with you guys is just as good.
The other Rangers do a pretty good job too. I especially like the relationship that Jason and Billy have throughout the movie. Kimberly also kind of has a romantic chemistry with Jason going on. Apparently there was a deleted scene where they actually kissed, but they took it out of the movie. Instead, Kimberly's character development comes in the form of her getting over a cyberbullying incident that she kind of caused, which I thought was an interesting to tackle in this movie. Zach and Trini, I think, get the least amount of actual character development. Zach is, well, he's just kind of annoying. And Trini is an interesting character, but the nature of her character, she doesn't actually have a lot of dialogue in the movie. Mostly because Trini doesn't like to make friends because she's so used to moving schools all the time. And because of that, she keeps to herself, which works, but it's not until the campfire scene halfway through the movie where we really get a good idea of her character. And kudos for the writers for putting the first gay superhero on screen.
My parents don't have to worry about my relationships.
Boyfriend troubles.
Yeah. Boyfriend troubles.
Girlfriend troubles?
Go, Bryan Cranston!
John is a lot different in this movie compared to how he is in the show. He's a lot more harsh in this movie. Compared to 4 when he was more of a wise sage, he's still wise in this, but yeah, a lot more quickly yelled at the Rangers.
These are them? They're so small. You mean to tell me that the fate of the universe is placed in the hands of these children?
Zordon is played by Bryan Cranston, who, for those who don't know, actually did a couple voice work for the show, playing random monsters, so it's actually a pretty cool Easter egg having him in this movie.
They did a really good job of updating all that, because it was kitschy, you know, like the original Power Rangers was kitschy.
Well, I was in it.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was, when I first started the voices, when they first came over, they brought the series over from Japan. Yeah. And they wanted to Americanize it. And so they created, they got these kids to do the voices, and I was already 23 years old. So I would do the characters like the monsters and things, like, you will not defeat me, I will destroy.
You won't get away with this!
Goodbye, Power Rangers!
Then there's Rita, played by Elizabeth Banks, who's definitely having the most fun in this movie, easily chewing up the scenery, literally. You know, you can tell she just enjoys being evil and torturing the Rangers. First real good look we get of Rita is this nightmare scenario that Zordon shows the Rangers, basically a what if they lose. Which lets us know as the audience that this is a very different Rita from the show, but also lets us know as well as the Rangers that she is a real threat and will kill them if they dare not take her seriously. A little foreshadowing there. We also get a little dialogue between Zordon and Jason to let us know that she's a former Ranger as well.
Rita was a Ranger too, and my friend. But she betrayed us, wanted more power. She lost her way. Now she is just pure evil.
Which sets up a later fight scene in the movie. But if you were looking for a Power Ranger movie like I was to have a lot more action in it, then you're going to be disappointed. More on that later. And thanks for watching the first half of my look back on Saban's Power Rangers. Originally I was going to make this 2 parts, but I didn't want this video to go on for too long. In the next video I'll be looking at the suits, the fight scenes, as well as the music. So look forward to that in the next couple of days, hopefully. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Letting me know how I did helps. And as always, stay tuned for future videos. Once again, this is Infinite Repeat. I've been Nate. Stay up.